Today, the autopsy report was released months after a man died in the custody of Baltimore City Police. The department is also addressing the death of another man in a similar situation. ABC 2 News' Christian Shaver is live tonight at police headquarters with the details. Christian.
That's right, Josie. Anthony Anderson died in September of 2012. He was walking in East Baltimore in the area of Biddle and Montfort Streets when he was stopped by several police officers. Witnesses say at least one of those officers slammed him to the ground, and Anderson eventually died from his injuries. The medical examiner determined that the manner of Anthony Anderson's death was a homicide. However, the state's attorney in Baltimore City decided not to charge anyone in connection with that incident. After that, several months later, in fact, in July of this past year, the Baltimore City Police Commissioner formed a 5-member commission to investigate, to go back and investigate once again the events surrounding Anthony Anderson's death. And what that committee has now determined, and which is why they called a news conference today, was that they believe that those officers did nothing wrong, even though Anthony Anderson wound up dead after being slammed to the ground, and police say they were conducting a drug investigation. They released this report. They say they will conduct more investigations like this in cases like Anthony Anderson's. Here's what one of the members of that 5-person commission had to say at a news conference a short time ago.
When you look at the totality of the circumstances in this case, it's clear to me that there was no crime committed here.
One of the reasons that a lot of people have been talking about Anthony Anderson was because in July of this year, another man died in police custody, Tyrone West, after he was pulled over in northeast Baltimore. A lot of people saw that incident. They say it was another case of police brutality. Today at the news conference, police refused to address Tyrone West's case, and that just happened to come on the same day that they called this news conference, was the day that we finally got the report from the state medical examiner about what actually caused Tyrone West's death. I'm going to read you a little bit from that report we got. According to a news release that came from the Baltimore City State's attorney, West's death was caused by cardiac arrhythmia due to cardiac conduction system abnormality complicated by dehydration during police restraint. In other words, he had a heart problem that happened while he was being restrained by Baltimore City Police. However, the release continued that the manner of West's death could not be determined because of an inability to determine the absolute relative contribution of each of the described factors that caused Mr. West's death. So you got the cause of his death, but you didn't get the manner. Was it a homicide? Was it an accident? That was not contained in the release that came through the Baltimore City State's Attorney's Office, and the commissioner today at the news conference about Anthony Anderson refused to answer questions about Tyrone West's death. So that incident is still out there. There's a hearing at City Hall tomorrow regarding Tyrone West's death. So once again, a commission formed to investigate police in custody deaths, gave us some findings about Anthony Anderson's death, but did not speak about the death of Tyrone West that happened back in July of this year. For now, we're live at downtown Baltimore. Christian Shaver, ABC 2 News.